Right. Hello everyone, welcome to Tactica, Imperialis and to today's video. Well, live stream video. Sorry, I'm so used to saying that intro that sometimes I forget to do it properly when I'm streaming. Hello everyone, and we are live. It is the first properly on schedule Friday night live stream as part of the 2-week cycle of always streaming every other Friday. So we're probably into that groove now because work has started and the live streaming schedule has tumbled to match. So to be fair, this was a scheduled stream, and to be honest, I'm really glad of it. It's the end of the working week. It's my first week at work, actually. So I've had my first week of work, first few lessons, and a lot of other things besides, but that's the way of the world. I'm not getting into that. There's probably some things I'm not allowed to say under GDPR and certain stuff that's not worth saying, so I'm not going to bother. But as the title of the stream suggests, it is also the nearest stream I could get to my birthday. I turned 24 this week, so I'm a little bit older, and I officially passed my 1 half of my life in the hobby anniversary. Yes, I got into the hobby pretty much the day I turned 12, and now that I am 24, that is half of my life. So I've now spent half of my life doing Warhammer in one way or another, whether that be gaming, painting, YouTubing, whatever it is. Yeah, that's come round. That's half my life gone doing this, and I don't care in the slightest. I'm absolutely fine with that. How old would I have to be to get half my life on YouTube? Another decade. It'll be another decade, really, before I get half my life on YouTube. So I've got myself some alcohol-free cider. And to be honest, this is mainly going to be a chill stream. I don't really have the energy for a super enthusiastic review. I have got the Elven Mausoleum terrain conversions that I started on Monday's stream, and we can keep working on those, and I think we'll do that a bit more, so we can work on that a bit, but mostly I just want to chat, really. This is the nearest thing I'm going to have to a birthday party. If you like, this is the Tactica Imperialis birthday party live stream, where instead of having the family over, because we can't have the family over because, you know, pandemic, and the fact that I'm working in a very non-secure environment, relatively speaking, as schools go. It's classed as COVID secure, but you know, it's just that many people and kids and services and all that. So yeah, this is the Tactica Imperialis birthday party live stream. That's what I should have called the damn stream. I need to get better at my clickbait. Anyway. May I play for another 12 years? Oh, I expect I will. I don't expect I'll leave the hobby for a long, long time. So yeah, thank you everyone for all the kind messages in chat. I have been reading them as they've come up, and thank you very much, everyone. I really do appreciate it, and may this not be the last, shall we say. Reblaze can still make fun of me for being young. Don't worry. He is a lot older than me. I don't know how much older. We've never discussed that, particularly on camera. But he is older than me, and he will always get to mock me for being young as a result. Just as I get to mock my students for being young, even though I'm in my mid-20s. Oh God, I'm in my mid-20s. Oh God. Oh God. I just said that out loud for the first time. I'm in my mid-20s. Oh, good God. I'm afraid there is no cake. The cake is in fact a lie. I've got some chocolate cookies from Tesco, I guess. I can have a chocolate cookie from Tesco. That'll do. I've got free shout. It might just be sharp fruit juice. To be honest, my dad didn't drink alcohol pretty much since I was 12, 11. My dad gave up alcohol, so I've just never drunk, so. It's only mid-20s when you hit 25. No. I would say 20 to 23 is your early 20s. 27 to 29 is your late 20s. 24 to 26 is your mid-20s. But here we are. We are where we are. It is what it is. And we move. We go on. We keep working. So, how is everybody in chat? What has everyone been up to this week? Is anyone looking forward to this week's pre-orders? It's Lumineth week. That means tech lists and hoplites and archers and novels and battle tomes and pillar dice. Okay then. So it's Lumineth week. It's also Lionel Johnson week, I believe. Horus Heresy Book 9 is out this week. I've seen some Black Library stuff where the Soul Drinkers are back. The Primaris Soul Drinkers. I've seen there's a Daughters of Cain trilogy, like mini trilogy, I guess. So yeah, there's a lot going on. Hope people are doing well. And Horus Heresy dice. Oh yeah, Legion dice. I forgot this was a thing. Trust me, you feel weirdly the same when you pass your late 30s. Well, we'll see how I'm doing when I get to my late 30s. Goodness knows who I'm going to be when I get to my late 30s. I'm not making a cake out of biscuits. I can't bake. I can build, I can't bake. There's a huge difference. There is a very big difference between building and baking. Yeah, you always feel, every time it's your birthday, you feel old. It is what it is. Ow. Right, well, where were we from Monday? I recognise that reference. Yeah, Book 9's a thing. We'll see exactly what's in there. So, since I can do some hobby, since I sort of set this like 2 or 3 hours aside for don't think about work, just do hobby, let's have a look at what we can do. So, first off, I want to show you, for those who weren't here on Monday, what we made on Monday's stream. So this is the first part of an Elven Mausoleum terrain project. So we Dark Elfified this mausoleum. We added an extra bit to the coffin. We scraped off all the hammers and the lightning bolts. We added some guards made of metal executioners that I need to repaint at some point. And for the building itself, we added a banner from the Witch Elves kit. We added some weapons from the Scourge Runner Chariot kit. And we also put on a sort of memorial shroud from a Corsair Sea Dragon cloak. So that's what we did on the previous stream. And we made a very brief start on elving up the next of the mausolea. And that didn't go well. That was a mistake. Hold up. Hold up. You grab the thing. There we go. That's the thing. And the second building that we got started with was this one, which I haven't glued together yet, of course, because it isn't finished. Where I haven't done anything to this yet, but I added a big banner from the Corsairs kit again to sort of create this sort of symbol point. I wanted to make it like a bell tower, but there isn't a bell that I have hands on, so that's not a thing. So if we're going to elvify anything, this is going to be what we're working on tonight. I think I want a mix of high and dark elves on this one, because I've got plans for the secondary like triangle roof mausoleum. I want to do a high elven one with the third building, and then this one will be the hybrid for all of Elfkind. Elving it up sounds like you did a bad job. Well, to be honest, by conversion standards, I kind of did do a bad job because I suck at conversions, you might have noticed. But I know what you mean. It's a good joke. Yes, alright. Elf puns, fine. We'll make elf jokes at my expense. So yes, I'm not in any particular rush to get this done, but if people have any thoughts on things we could do with this one, I am absolutely down to hear them. So we could have, oh god, what do we want? I've got a lot of old high elves, I've got some daughters parts, deepkin parts, old dark elf parts, a couple of Lumineth parts knocking around. Got plenty I can do on this. So if people have any thoughts on what they might want me to do with this particular building, then by all means, let me know, chat. Let me know. I'll probably come up with some ideas later once I've got my brain working. Doesn't elf up the Daughters of Cain books. Are we just going to use elf as elving something up as a euphemism now? I think we are. I think we're just going to use elf something up as a euphemism. Good. 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 Elfing it up is now a euphemism for whatever. Great. Great. Alright, that's a thing. I'll try and drop that one in the next podcast next week, which, by the way, as far as I'm aware, it's still on, that Darius Hinks is going to be on the podcast. If you remember, if you watched the Podcasters this week, you watched it all the way to the end, you'll remember that Black Library author Darius Hinks is due to be joining us on the podcast this week, coming up. So if you want to ask any questions of him, please do go over to that episode, which is on my channel. And you can leave questions in the comments for Mr. Hinks if that interests you. Don't write them here in chat because I'm not going to be able to save every single one and write them down. Go comment them there. You know how the question procedure works. We've had 100 odd episodes of the podcast by now. So hopefully you remember that process well enough. Right. He has written many books. Darius Hinks is responsible for the Blackstone Fortress book, both of the Blackstone Fortress novels. He has also done the Mephiston novels for Warhammer 40,000. And as far as I can recall, he has done some other stuff as well, but I cannot remember all of them. I was racking my brains trying to remember his entire bibliography, but I know him best for Mephiston, and many also know him from Blackstone Fortress. I believe he also wrote the second Gotrek novel, Ghoulslayer, because Geimer wrote the first one, and I believe he wrote the second, as I think I recall, though I could very much be wrong, and I'm sure if I am wrong, I will be told I'm wrong by chat in about 5 seconds. Where I kept all my old elves? Yes, it is. Well, most of my old elves. I haven't got all of them, but some of them, at least. Right. Thank you very much. Yes, it is a little late because it's been a couple of days now since my actual birthday, but I couldn't stream. It was the middle of the week and I did have a thing with my family, so it's all good. Right, what have I got that I can use here? Not touching that. That's politics. I'm not touching politics with a 10-foot pole. Not today. Let's get the Sigmari bits up. Let's get the Sigmar and Azerite bits off of this so that any elf bits are ready to go. GW stores are reopened. That's good to hear. I mean, a lot of GWs here in the UK have been open for a while, but gaming events are still not on. And painting events even less so, just because it's far less secure and it's very hard to manage it. So yeah, I wouldn't be putting too much stock in getting gaming going soon at your local hobby stores, but if it does, then all the power to them. If they can make it secure, then excellent. cool. I'll see if I can dig those out. I'll admit I've been very inactive on the old Discord, what with work. That's most of the comments off. Well, the comments off that wall. I've got to do the same again now. Is that all the Sigmarite symbols off of here? I think so. Yeah, it is. I'll do the floor in a minute. Did you see the Catachan? Yes, I did. I saw Kirioth's video. I haven't had a chance to watch it, but I did see his title and thumbnail. Yes, the Catachan female sergeant miniature, which is a very, very good miniature, is going back on sale for a bit. It's I don't know the exact date, but it's not like just going up and staying up. It's going on another limited time run, as far as I understand it. But I'm sure someone in chat has read the article and knows better than I the exact details. But I know it's on a limited run, I think. I'm okay on internet. If the stream's dodgy, then do let me know. If the stream's dodgy, tell me. Because if there is a problem, I want to know so I can try and fix it. Because I've been having trouble with the bit rate all night. So while I've been setting up the stream, I've been having all sorts of drama with the bit rate. It keeps saying it's... I've been fiddling with it and trying to cap it and all of that, and it's just having none of it. So if there's a problem, if it's an actual issue on my end, with the stream, please tell me. If it's your end, I'm sorry to hear that, but I can't help you with your Wi-Fi. Okay, it seems fine. All right. Well, if there are issues that are genuinely on my end, do let me know, because I don't know if this high bit rate's causing lag or buffering or just general bad whatever. Okay, and then the floor, let's get all this azurite comet nonsense off of here. Okay, that's off, and now, oh, you're going to be very awkward, aren't you? Oh, you're awkward. I guess awkward is relative. It's at least coming off. Yes, I did see Remley's tweet atted me in his Discord server about that Thousand Suns cover. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's Graham McNeil who wrote the book, so I think it's his photo. Because it's his book that he wrote, the Fury of Magnus novella, I think it's called. in terms of tabletop, no, I don't play any games outside of Warhammer. I've thought about playing some stuff, but most of the time I find the universes of Warhammer far more interesting than like the Star Wars universe. I think I had a very brief idea of playing like Dreadball or Dead Zone. I can't remember what that was called. One of the Mantic games. I gave up on that though pretty sharpish, as I looked at it for like 10 minutes as a passing fancy, didn't actually do anything about it. So no, I don't play any of the other games. And same with RPG stuff. Like, I'm not a big RPG person. Like, I enjoy the idea of an RPG and I like the idea. I just don't really play it myself. It's not really my speed. Or maybe it's just I'm bad at role playing, so, and I'm just far too serious and boring, so maybe that's why. But no, as it happens, I don't, because I'm boring. Okay, so that's done. How do I want to make this more elven? I love this sorceress model. Try doing like a colour blending effect on her hair. It's garbage, but by my standards, it's actually not terrible. Yeah, this was 5 years ago. This is the peak of 5 years ago. Was that hair blending? It wasn't even blending. It was just highlighting bits further down and further down and further down until I got that effect. It's very naff, but it's probably as good as I could get, really. A symbol of cross-species unity. What would I have here? An elven shield across that model would be cool. And I know just the shield I would use for the job. So let's get you off of here, if I can. My old battle standard bearer. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. You're out the way. Primer being rare. Yeah. Laughs-in doesn't bother undercoating and it, except for certain things. Damn it, drop the shield. So if I use that and put that on top of here, that's more of a elven shield in there. That would work. Or we could lie it onto the coffin on the inside as a sort of fallen elven hero interred in there. Help me out here, chat. So I've just pulled off one of my old models. This shield here, I'm going to repaint it, obviously, because I painted it like 6 years ago and it's rubbish. But I want to put it on one of the two coffins on this mausoleum. And I'm not sure which one I want to put it on. So should I put it on the one that's going to go inside the building and sort of sit on top? Or should I go on the one on the outside, the open air coffin. What do you think? What do you think, chat? That one on the inside or this one on the outside? What do you think? Need to give RPGs a shot. Like I enjoy some RPG video games like Fallout. Particularly Fallout New Vegas is still one of my favorite games of all time, if not my favorite game of all time. I'm not particularly good at role playing. Like, the way I am as a person would absolutely define the way I was as a character, and that would be... I suspect that I'd annoy a lot of DMs or GMs. I don't know. I don't think it's quite my speed. I get the idea, and I might tinker with one in, like, Soulbound or something, just because it's, like, still within Warhammer. I don't need to buy any particularly huge rule sets and learn all the different master editions. So, yeah, I'm not sure. Closed one is the open one would likely have been looted. Well, this is supposed to live... sorry, I haven't given context here. This mausoleum is supposed to live inside Orgish. It's the sub-dimension between Hish and Ulgu, and it's where Slanesh is kept. So raiders and looting isn't so much of an issue. Magical wards... I guess you could argue, yes, will be a thing, but in general, I might have got an email that's important. Hang on. Excuse me, half a second, chat. No. No. Okay, thought I had an email. No, I don't. Okay, so we've had one say on the outside, one on the closed one on the inside. Okay, we've got a mix of opinion. Soul Drinkers back to Primaris chapter, what could go wrong? Yeah, exactly. I'm really interested. I didn't think that they would bring the Soul Drinkers back, but I'm absolutely down to see what they do with them. But as a chapter that was like declared renegade, even if they were purified in their disappearance, I'm amazed they brought them back. I'm not complaining, I'm just surprised. Still think it's cool though. Definitely think it's cool. Spider late Primaris Marines. We'll see if we get Primaris like Sarpedon-esque. We will see. Things if I put it on the inside, on the closed one, and then put the building over top, you pretty much won't see it unless you're really looking for it. But as sort of leaving a hero's shield like on top to mark their passing is a really useful thing to do. Whereas on that one on the outside, it's much more visible. Absolutely, it's much more visible, but and being buried with your shield might be more sensible than having it placed on top. I don't know. I'm really torn on this. I am really torn on whether I want it there or whether I want it... Actually, this doesn't fit quite so nicely, but whether I want it on there, I cannot make my mind up. And neither can chat, from what they've said to me already. Neither can chat. No, Sarpedon. I don't think we're getting Primaris Sarpedon. I think we'll get... We might get someone who like has Sarpedon's mutation later, but that was, I believe, random, or certainly less than intentional. So, maybe. Do I still have my... Yes, I do. Oh god, this was such a ridiculous conversion. Look at this, chat. This is just Nostalgia City for a minute. Look at this. That's a conversion I did about... God, it must be like 10 years ago now, nearly. Certainly 8 years ago. The conversion I did, I was going through an Assassin's Creed phase, and I made the world's worst Assassin's Creed Dark Elf Assassin. It's absolute hot garbage, but I think I had like I think I used them as like a high elf prince with fencer's blades because I was playing high elves, not dark elves at the time. And then I used them as my what was his name? What was the name of the elite unique assassin? Shadow something? I forgot the name of the dark elf assassin. Yeah, no big deal. But yeah, that's a thing that exists. This terrible, terrible conversion that should just be forgotten about by everyone. Oh, God, it's so bad. So bad. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Now, I don't want to mess with my actual executioners because I still use my actual executioners in my Darkling Covens. I don't want to mess with them. Well, that was the Lamenters as competition for the more bad luck. No, Lamenters are the true bad luck chapter. Soul Drinkers were not particularly lucky, but certainly they weren't like plagued with it like the Lamenters are. Trees of painting, the external one may be better. Then again, there isn't really an external wall. It's fencing. There's a bit of brick wall, but it's mostly fence. It's Shadowblade. Yes, I'm pretty sure it was Shadowblade. Thank you, chat, for helping me out on that one. But yes, definitely something edgy. Yeah, I think on reflection, I'm gonna put it on there. I'm gonna put it out there. That's where I'm gonna put that shield. So I'm going to put that there. Glue. Just pull the nozzle off with the lid, why don't you? Right, let's get this on. Oh yeah, online armies on parade. I'm definitely not going to have time to get armies on parade done, no chance. I've got enough models to make an armies on parade, but I haven't got the terrain in place that I could make a board, and I haven't got the 2x2 realm battle tile either now that I think about it. So I'm not going to be doing armies on parade this year. I might do 1 year. Once I've got all my elven terrain done, there might be an argument I could actually do armies on parade. But I'm not particularly ready to do that yet. Anyway, shield is on there. You can see that there. That's where I put the shield. I kind of want, like, call me a bit of a sap if you like, but I almost want someone playing like the last post here. I almost want like something like a Swordmaster's musician. I've got an unpainted Swordmaster musician here. And part of me is just like, could I have them like playing air quote last post, like the equivalent to the last post, just in front of this central mausoleum where the flag flies. It's like the banner of Elven Unity flies over those two mausolea of two fallen heroes on either side of Elfkin, and out front, a superlative warrior plays the last post. I don't know why. Maybe I'm just being a bit weird, but I kind of like that idea. pressed the wrong month for that. I actually have statues already. So on this one, I'm going to repaint these two executioners to be statues. Because I'm going to repaint them. And on the high elf one, which is this one over here, there isn't much room, but I'm thinking I'm going to have a sentinel of some kind. Like, I don't have my Caradrian and Core Hill on me, or I'd use them, absolutely. But maybe sort of between these two graves that are here, I might put a spearman, sort of to stand sentinel over this one. Or possibly, if there isn't really a good front, or a front, actually if that's the front, then at the back I might be able to put like a swordmaster, standing sentinel at the back. So I've still got two statues. Oh, it's a good idea. It's absolutely a good idea, but yeah, it's something we came up with last stream, so sorry, beat you to the punch there. What's happening is not a lot. I'm just chilling a bit, having a quiet Friday, because I needed the Friday evening to myself. But I'm also making this a bit of a birthday party, chill, and just generally relax, do some hobby, take a break from the world, you know, all that good stuff. So that's sort of what this is. Okay, so I need to put something dark elven on the inside coffin then. If I want this to be a cross-species unity, which I do, then I need to have something dark elven on the inside and sort of represent that crossing of the divide between high and dark. So I need something really good and dark elfy on the inside. A shield is classic, but also too obvious. Weapon? I've got this greatsword. Whoops. It's like greatsword thing. From a repeater bolt. That's from the Executioner's kit, actually, now that I say it. I don't have all my old frames there somewhere else. So I can't just like put them on. Like the halberds and stuff like that. Much as they'd be useful, I haven't got them on me. I'm not messing with my actual executioners. I've already said that. So don't mess with them. Sword, yeah. I think I do like the sword that I just showed you. I've lost it, where I put it. Like this greatsword type thing. I just have to get the hand off, really, to place it there. It's just you don't have many non-gripped weapons generally lying around. Most weapons have got someone holding them or some arms on them, so I'm not sure. Just looking here now, do I see any options that look good? No, not really. What about in here? Got a giant pile of junk in here now. Sword of Cain impaling the roof. The problem is my avatars are both spoken for. It's cool, but my avatars are both spoken for in terms of their weapons. So unfortunately not, but it's a cool idea. I like the idea. Oh, that's how they did that. That's how they achieved that effect. Oh, hello. Hello. How's that? What about this thing? It's a thing from the, I think it's Cold One Chariot. Or possibly the Scourge Runner, whichever. So what about that as a option? This thing up here. This one. What do you think of that, chat? I need to trim it down a bit to lie it across the coffin without the mausoleum getting in the way, but could do it. Yeah, Slash is going to get out. Not my thing, but it's going to happen. It's a thing. It's definitely a thing. Oh, blimey. Thank you. That's very much appreciated. Okay, let's have a look at this harpoon goad thing. I don't even know what to call this. Trident, I get? No, that's try. The 3. So how much would I need to take off of it? Not all that much. And if I could cross it with like a sword and sort of have a cross pattern of weapons laid across the coffin at a very sharp angle. Yes, that could work. Okay. Hold on to your thoughts. Well, no, actually, give me your thoughts, chat. I do love opinions from chat. Then if I take this sword arm, because I'm not going to get a loose sword any other way, so I'm going to have that sword, and take it off at the wrist very carefully. Yes, there we go. And now we've just got to trim the hand off as best as we can. With the new dice that are coming out for the Space Marines, all the factions get their own. Bear in mind, they're not Space Marine Warhammer 40k Space Marine dice. They're Legion dice for the Horus Heresy. So there's actually very little in need or incentive. And bear in mind, every faction does get its own dice. Well, certainly in AOS they do. Most factions get their own dice when they get their codex release. There are faction-specific dice. These are extra ones for the Heresy. Okay, that's come out okay. So if I go sword across like that, and then the harpoon thing like that, and you've got the swords and shield. Okay, yeah. Okay, I like this. Bear with me, chat. I will show you this in a minute. I've just got to actually execute it, so bear with whilst I just work out the minutiae. If I take it off there, straight cut. That now sits across there quite comfortably. Okay. Now grab the glue stick and let's go to work. Just odd that all the legions get one, but Custodes, Mechanicum, and Auxilia. They might do it for Mechanicum or Auxilia. I don't know. It's just, I think there's got to be demand to facilitate supply. Bear that in mind. Like Custodes dice, you can just use the ones from 40k. You want Mechanicum dice, there are AdMech dice in 40k. Auxilia, I don't know if Tempestus have their own dice, but Militarum certainly do. Is there a demand for 30k faction dice, given that the 40k factions also have analogous faction dice? Is all I'm not sure about. I get the oddity, but is there the demand to facilitate the supply, to require the supply of those dice? Is all. Hello. The Thousand Suns dice do look very nice, I won't lie. I mean, all of them do. All the Legion dice look nice. It's kind of half their appeal. Actually, you know what? Sword underneath. Sword will look better laid dead flat and dead straight angled than the spear would, and the spear will look much better over top than the sword would. So what I've just done, I was going to check that it fits within the building. And it does. Is I've just put 2 crossed weapons on the inside. I've got a sword from the Executioner's kit and a cut down version of a sort of dual bladed spear, harpoon, trident thing. I think actually it's the ammo. No, it's not. It's not the ammo for the Scourge Run. I don't even know. But yes, I've got that as the second weapon. So now I've got the Dark Elves for the sword, the High Elves for the shield, and the Mausoleum can celebrate Elvenkind all together. And as I mentioned earlier, I've got a Swordmaster who I'd quite happily have playing almost akin to the last post. Just sort of stood there with the building in the behind and the flag flying over top type thing. So yeah, that's what I'm going for. So you'll have like the last post, flag flying up here as a celebration / commemoration of all the elves of the world that was lost to Slaanesh. Given all the shade, and I'm going to slightly air quotes it, that's being thrown around from YouTubers challenging each other, I am not interested. Complete honesty, I'm not interested. I have got far too much to do with my time to go around pretending to beef with another YouTuber. I'm not saying that all this beef is fake, it might well be real. But any beef I would have with another YouTuber would be fake, it would be artificial, it would be a waste of time, and it would be nothing more than for clicks. So I have better things, in all honesty, to do with my time. I'm already busy. I do not have the time for that nonsense and getting involved in fake drama, fake beef, all of that, because I just can't be bothered. Like, battle reports against other YouTubers, absolutely, I'd love to do some of that. I'd love that. Whoever, absolutely, yeah, bat reps, I'm down. But I'm not going to get myself into fake beef with people because I don't have any beef with people, really. So, yeah, it's like, no. Bear in mind that like a percentage of the time, I'm not going to put a number on it, but a percentage of the time, YouTube beef is fake. It is done not because the YouTubers in question hate each other, not because they have any reason to not get along, not because their fan bases are enemies or anything like that. It's done as shared promotion. Because one thing gets blooming loads of clicks and that's drama and beef and It's just free views. It's free views. It's free CPMs. Genuinely, it's so much free money. Look at how many views diss tracks get. And half the time, the people you're dissing don't care. And you don't care. You're doing it for the views and you're doing it for a laugh. Now, I'm not saying that there isn't beef. If there is, then that's fine, and I wish them all the best in resolving it. Whatever they need to do to resolve it. But I would not be surprised if a good chunk of this Warhammer YouTube beef is fake. And it is done as a cross-promotional activity to get everyone more views, more subscribers, and it works. It just works. It just works. It just works. Sorry, there's a song in my head now. So I made a parody of Todd Howard Bethesda speeches, so it was the Chalk Eaters? Yeah, that sounds right. But yes, anyway, that's my last word on the YouTube beef that's going on. If it's real, then I hope they get it resolved, whatever issues they may have with one another. If it is as I suspect it's not real, then, well, enjoy your free views. Controversial, I know, but, you know, someone had to say it. Alright, let's get this Swordmaster off their base. No, I don't actually know where the term YouTube beef came from. I don't know. I'm not one who speaks the language of the Urban Dictionary or of the young people anymore. So I don't know, in all truth, where the term comes from. I'm sure it's got a reason. But maybe it's to do with like quality or richness or something. I don't sodding know, and I don't much care either. All I know is the term exists. So if they're stood they're stood on there, do they want a little plinth? I was going to not make it out of the same stuff as I made the statue plinth out of. Oh, excellent. Glad you can make it to the stream, and I wonder what those books are. Oh god, yeah, they need to be stood on something. They absolutely should be stood on something, but what? What to stand them on? Oh, I love this scenic bay. I have shattered Dominion bases, I can do better. And actually, wait, this base isn't a GW base, is it? So I can't use this model in certain places because it's not a GW base, so yeah, I should use this. Okay, well, very easily. Thank you, Sorceress. You will be rebased one day. So if that's up on there, that's sort of like a raised plinth in front of the area, and that's where they're playing from. Yeah, I like that. I think that's cool. Bloodlines, calls great work, and false gods. Ah, very nice. I haven't read the Warhammer Crime stuff, to be honest. I should probably get round to reading it at some point, but like I've had Avenging Sun to read. Go see my thoughts on the podcast. If you don't want spoilers, of course. I've read Armageddon Saint of late, and I've got the Lumineth novel coming out next week, which I want to get my hands on. So I'll admit I haven't really had time to look at Warhammer Crime yet, but I'm sure it is absolutely excellent. And to be honest, I quite enjoy like crime novels from time to time. They're not my personal favourite thing in the world, but certainly I can find a place to enjoy them. So I don't know, I might look into Bloodlines and all the Warhammer crime stuff at some point. I've read False Gods. False Gods is very good. The Heresy books in general are very good. And Cole's great work. I haven't read the great work, but I have heard a lot about it. Partly our resident Necron screaming about it, but also some good stuff. So, you know, I think it's one worth reading. If nothing else, it'll help set up the character, or a character that appears in Avenging Sun. You'll actually get to know a character a little better if you look into that. Then that sits on there. It doesn't intrude the spacing at all. So you've got Tombs to the Fallen, Weapons of an Age Long Past, and The Last Post. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna be a bit of a nerd and I'm gonna go with the idea of a Last Post playing Swordmaster. And actually, if I can, it would be good if I can get this banner on its own, because that's going to, it's a wide area. I could have that banner flying behind them as sort of a secondary banner. Oh, hold on. Sorry, I'm going to go do something weird again. I'm doing that a lot with this project. Doing weird stuff and just seeing what happens. Like that. There. Gets in the bin. So I just had an idea come to me as I was looking at this whole setup. So just want to try and execute the idea before I give up on it and see what you think. So if I get some blue tack, a bit more, there we go. Put some blue tack down. Okay, chat, thoughts? There we go. So I've just done a little bit of thinking and a little bit of work, and that's what I've come up with. So you've got the main mausoleum with the big dual-sided banner. Ah, frick. Oh, it just elfed. Just elfed. Right, let me try that again. Hold on, I'm going to get some more blue tack and we're going to try that again. Hold on. I'll be with you in a minute. Just let me put some more blue tack on everything. Yeah. Okay. Let's get that nice and thin so I can wrap it around some of the outer edges. I don't need to go the whole way around, to be honest. I just need to get most of it sort of loosely held in place. It doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, let's try that again. Ideally without knocking anything over. So, for the second time, chat, what do we think? So we've got the main building, which I haven't really changed. I've just cleaned off a lot of the Sigmarite stuff. Because I haven't really got lots of small bits and bobs I could put on it, especially to balance high and dark. So I've got the banner on top from the Corsairs kit, and that will fly half white for the Acer and half purple for the Druki. Then we've got over here a Swordmaster. Hold on, let me just reattach this with some tack. Oh, come on. Over here, we've got a Swordmaster. If I just bring that up. Got a Swordmaster with the Hornblower. So I'm having them sort of like metaphorically playing the last post. With a second banner behind that's got two different banner tops. It's got the Phoenix and the Clutched Heart symbols. And I can repaint that banner. Now that banner is actually one of my proudest bits of freehand from back in the day. It's actually the Rune of Cain, the old one. The old Rune of Cain from back when times. Painted in freehand. So I might actually keep that the same and have that flying just behind the Swordmaster. Because without it, it just looks really asymmetrical and really dodgy. So just having the extra bit of height on this side just adds to the effect. And then as I showed you earlier on the inside, you've got the crossed weapons and the shield in or on the two coffins. So that's what I'm thinking I'll go with as sort of this model. I might just actually get some super glue on that because that's still sliding. Even like 5 minutes later, it's still sliding. So I might need to super glue that. Yeah, I'm super gluing that. I'll need to repaint the base again, but that's fine. You repaint bases all the time. Right. Now let's get this banner stuck down. I think I might just do it straight away with super glue. Just because on this in particular, right. What trouble the Dark Angel's up to? Goodness knows. Probably something very illegal and something the Imperium wouldn't approve of. Oh wait, that's just an average Tuesday. Now, I might need to, like, build around that, but... Okay, that's for work. Nope, that's work. I'm not touching work. I'm busy. I'm hobbying. I'm having an hour off. Well, I've already had an hour off, but who cares? Friday evening, I get in from work and then I do Warhammer. Whether it's this streaming or the podcast, I'm having a couple of hours off work on a Friday night. Non-negotiable. Sorry, work. But when I get home, 6, 7 o'clock on a Friday night, that's my time. That is Tactica time. So yeah, I've just glued the banner on. I'm going to repaint the pole and the topper and everything, but I think I'm actually going to leave the banner alone. Aside from like adding some extra highlights into the lines, just to pop them a little bit more on the purple. Maybe like some white on there as well. But that's on there now. The Swordmaster is well and truly stuck to their base. And I'm going to put them now in front of the coffin. Oh, excuse me. And they are going to be set up to play the last post. As it were. Oh god, is it? Oh god, it insta-caught. Okay, that's not quite the angle I wanted. But it insta-stuck. It instantly stuck with the super glue, and I can't even twist it. Because plastic glue just wouldn't hold. Okay, I've got the angle slightly wrong there. But, with that said, really, is it that bad? No, not at all. Hang on. I forgot to put my lamp on. Where's my lamp? Cable, light, camera, action. There we go. So that's what I've done. Just going to change the angle a little bit. Hang on, excuse me. So that's what I've just done. So I've got the Swordmaster playing the last post in front of the banner of Cain. You know, nice cross-species thing because all the elves did worship Cain in some form or another. And behind that will sit the mausoleum with the flag of both Acer and Druki flying high behind them. Yeah, I'm quite proud of that. I'll take that. I'll absolutely take that. Absolutely. Every time I am taking that. That's loose. That's really loose. Huh. Right. Super glue. Okay, don't miss. I missed. So what you missed while you were gone is we roughly finished most of this bit of the conversion. So that's what we ended up with. That's what that is. And then on the inside, we've got cross weapons, shield as well. So that's that. The only thing that I'm tempted to do is like add some elven bits to the outside of the actual mausoleum. So like spears or stuff, you know, stuff on the outside. If that... I'm just worried about where the line is for overkill. So I'm just conscious of where is the line that it becomes overkill. Thank you. Oh, I've got... No, it's the wrong way round. Wouldn't work. Might work on that one, though. On the back of there to have, like... We might come to that. We've only been going an hour and 10 minutes. We might come to that. I still got my Spearman banner bearer. And if I do I still have it, you know, as it should be? Oh, that spear is really pretty. There is no such thing as overkill. That's what a Slanesh worshipper would say. I'm snarking, don't worry. I'm snarking. Although, that's just struck me. Could I put a spear and a dark shard at the back as like statues? I wouldn't have room in the front and it would start to over clutter it. Chat, please stop me if you think this is overkill, because it might be overkill. So I've just put on the back, so that's the front of it, but then on the back I've put like a dark shard and a spearman, and I can change that. Thank you, spearman. I can change that spearman for a good any number of them, to be honest. Could even change it to a flipping swordsman on the back. Am I getting into the realms of Warhammer stupid overkill, or are we on the right side of that in terms of the overkill? Or is that too much? If I like, ignore how they're painted, so they'll be repainted to be like stone statues. Yay, nay, yes, no, what do we think, chat? What do we think to that? Is that too much, or is that still, especially if they're painted in a fitting colour to match the architecture, is that overkill or not? I'll wait for chat to make their minds up on what's overkill and what's fine. Because I've got like 15 dark shards, and since everything has to be done in 10s, I've kind of got 5 to play with that I can just use for something interesting. If I've got one with a closed mouth, that would be better though. Which I should. There should be one with a closed mouth in here somewhere. Yeah, I think that one does. That one does, but to be honest, I need to strip half of these if I'm honest. They need to be stripped. Yeah, that one does. Looks good, not too cluttered. Yeah, I was mainly worried about clutter and overkill. So if we go with that then, do we want a sword on this one here? Or do we do the more classic and put come on, give me a nice basic one with a helmet that actually had their spear up, that hasn't been cut off their base. Dang, nabbit thingy. Do I not just have like a normal spear up? So I've got one there with a sword and a spear. Or actually lying around here there's a normal one with a spear. So do we think spear there? Or do we think it should be sword as soon as I find where's the one with the sword. Also got that one, but no, blocks the way. Where's the sword? Where is the one with a sword? I had it like... Oh, there it is. So yeah. Do we think sword? Or do we think spear? What do we think, chat? Sword or spear? Okay, one vote for spear. Spear also, cluttered is right. It's fine. No worries. I do have it. Okay, so we seem to have a unanimous vote for spear. Okay? Now, the pièce de résistance, or the point of just Tactica's stop. As soon as I can find one that looks appropriate. That one's got a banner. That one's also got a wonky hat. That's a mage hat, isn't it? Never mind, I bought that. You've got no hat. Spears down. Should we do the same on the other side? So are we now still on the right side of overkill? So we now have 4 statues. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Are we now at the point of overkill? Or is that still okay? Right, I might turn that one to look... Actually, no. They stand out watching over the doors. Is that still too much? I'm worried I might have got too cluttered. But I'm also thinking about symmetry. So if I've got a high and a dark elf on this side, then I should have them on that side as well. But I'm worried because of the Swordmaster, who is not a statue, who is an actual person, and the banner playing with the last post, the mini scene going on here, if the statues are overkill and now we're adding too much to clutter. What are we thinking? Like, I get the symmetry, and I'm not... The thing is, though, I see someone saying symmetry with spears. The only way I get that is if I make dread spears, and I don't have any. I'm using dark shards because that's all I've got. Well, actually, they're the dark elf crossbow, and they're not even the new dark shards. Just in the tipping point. Yeah, I think any more than this would be definitely too much. But are we the right side of the line? Why not placing a single elf per side, high on one and dark on the other? I could do that. So, like, take these 2 away and put a dark elf, say, here. But it just breaks the symmetry because they're even less symmetrical then because one's a crossbowman and one's a spear. So it just would lose the symmetry. I'm just worried, is that too much to have... Damn it. Have 4. I just worry, is 4 too many? I need a little spinner for this. Is that too many or is it just okay? Just about. I think my brain says it's just okay. That's what my brain's telling me is I can get away with it, but any more and I'd be in trouble. That's what my brain's telling me. But please, chat, if you disagree with me, remove or distance the banner bearer. Yeah, I get that. It just then, if you take this scene away, this part of the whole thing is completely empty. So that's why the last post is there. And I think hopefully if these were repainted to be white stone statues and this was painted like an elf, it might not stick out so much as with the egregious red and grey. It is very dense compared to the Dark Elf one, where I was very careful not to... Well, there wasn't really anywhere to put anything, to be honest. But this one, I've got the space, and I'm just like, I can do it. I could just about do it. Though I'd probably pick different exact spearmen to stand there. So, like, you're fine, but I'd probably put... Where are you? You would stand there because you're just a bit more plain. And if I rebase them, I can have them looking that way. So at the moment, they are a bit off base. Statues behind, and the thing is, what's the back and what's the front is where it comes up there. Lower the clutter fields to push the statues closer. Yeah, so I was going to take them off their square bases. They're just there as square onto their square bases. And then rebase them on 2 square bases, 1 up, 1 down. Kind of like the executioner statues that I've got on here, where it's 2 bases, 1 up, 1 down. And then I was going to glue them right to the edge of that so that they are leaned up right to the building. And then when you stick the base on and the statue on, it pops up. A bit. So to show you what I mean, let's do a quick and easy one with some of the spare bits I've got lying around. So let's just get this pair of legs off a base, because I gave up a torso to a conversion once and I never got it back. And another square base. I've already cannibalized you, so yours will do fine. And stick those 2 bases together. Could work to avoid having all those models at the very same or similar height. Yeah, like the Swordmaster is raised up on a base, but this will put these guys on another base up, which would make a difference. So I do see your point there. Bear with while I just stick these 2 bases together. And then if I put that base in this corner, in fact, I don't want to glue it. No, I'm just going to tack it to that corner for now. And then once that was done, could put this model so that it sits right in the corner looking outwards rather than just being straight horizontal like they had to be when they were ranked up. So it would look more like something more like this. So they'd be on the raised pedestal looking diagonally rather than on the same level pointing outwards and quite stationed away. they'd be right up against as far as I could push them. And they would be looking on diagonals. If I did that 4 times, do we think that would work? In terms of like reducing the clutter? And again, it does create that different pedestal height between the Swordmaster playing the last post and the statues. Have you ever used Homebrew paints? I have not, I'm afraid. I've always been a bit, not a purist, but I've always just used Citadel. I just always have. Oh, excuse me. Yes, I did see that. Thank you. Cool. There's 18 people here watching me mess around with models from 15 years ago. What are you doing with your lives? Have you got nothing better to do? I'm joking. Please don't leave. It's all good. It's all good. So yes, well, doing the statues like that, where they've got the 2 base pedestal and the sort of diagonal look, is that good? If I do that 4 times? So I don't just want to be sticking bases together willy-nilly. So I will hold fire until chat has given me an opinion before I just do it. But so for context, next to the Swordmaster, that would look something like this. Not quite so leaned over, but something like that. So there'd be a bit more space there. So that's what that would look like there. Yes, I did catch it. I don't comment on everything chat says. I do read all of chat, but I don't comment on everything, so don't worry. I did catch it. Goal for the end of 2020. I'll be honest, this is about 3 years' work. It's a bit of a mess right now because I never got it sorted before we went back to work and come out of lockdown. But I think I've had it cut mostly just to tidy it up over the past 3 years. So I don't know. It'll take you a bit longer than just a year to get it quite that long, I think. But you're welcome to try. Thank you. Thank you very much. I just actually said that line without trying to do an Elvis Presley impression. God, you can tell I'm tired. So yeah, thoughts. Is that going to stick out enough now? Are we happy, chat, doing that 4 times rather than just as we were? Yes, no, maybe? Your opinions matter, chat. Please use them. This is democracy in action. Blimey. Oh God, I'm tired. Looks fine. Okay. You thought it looked fine the first time. So that's good. I'm glad it still doesn't look bad when I made that change. Which is good. That's good. The character in the thumbnail is Techless. Techless is in the thumbnail because Techless is on pre-order tomorrow. We're going to talk about that in a minute. Well, we're going to talk about that at some point. I just want to get through this discussion of whether we're doing the statues thing. And then while I'm setting up the statues, I need your help. I need your help to talk me in or out of something. And so yes, we're going to do that just once we've settled this whole statue debate. What do you think Stormguard's going to be like? We have no idea. I gave a few thoughts on the podcast that it might be like, what I'd love it to be is like a Dawn of War Dark Crusade style campaign map, but with more like maybe XCOM-y gameplay, where it's more turn-based. Because I think it's a turn-based strategy, as I recall, but not a grand strategy like Total War. So I think like a Dawn of War Dark Crusade style campaign movement, a map thing, with realm gates to jump between places and all that, and then a gameplay style for the battles, maybe like akin to XCOM, or maybe going to be a bit more open like Dawn of War, but they've got to be careful not to just copy Dawn of War. So, because I don't think AOS and Dawn of War translate perfectly. Like the Dawn of War formula for 40k worked because of tanks and guns, and AOS has very little of both of those. So, I don't know how they'll do the gameplay, but that was my initial idea, but that's not what I think it's going to be like. That's just an idea I had for what it might be like. I haven't really got a clue. The big lovable idiot. Teclis is a massive idiot. Not an evil idiot. Still an idiot, but not an evil idiot. That would be Nagash. No, too cunning. Valyrian. Don't know enough about him. Marathi, I guess. Evil idiot. No, maybe too smart. Hard to say. Yeah, we'll see what the game brings. I think it's too early to say anything at this point. We just had a cinematic trailer. It's not enough there to go on, so we'll wait and see for the future trailers and discussion about the game before we go ahead. Right. I think that's going to work. So I'm going to go ahead and do this, but I will not glue the statues themselves. I'll glue their base plinths on, but I'm not going to glue their statues. I've never played Age of Empires, actually. Might surprise you, but I've never actually played Age of Empires. I don't know why. I guess it just never appealed to me when I was sort of actually able to play video games. But no, I've never actually played it, so probably not. Maybe one day I'll pick up like one of the widely regarded good ones, but I'll need to upgrade my PC, which is something I've looked into. I've looked into getting a gaming PC at some point so that I can do everything, but it's not an immediate must-do today purchase, so maybe one day. And then if I do that, I will obviously bring video games to the channel. First impressions, maybe, without, of course, treading too much on the legendary WTF is, because someone who plays Warhammer Gaming gets a quick, deep dive review. That was always and will always be Total Biscuit's job. Rest in peace, Total Biscuit. So, I don't know. If I do get a gaming PC, I will bring gaming to the channel, but it's not urgent, and it's not something I'm going to buy right away, because I need to have money, and for that I need to get paid, and for that I need to work. Sorry about the silence. I'm just trying to cut off this bit of coffin plate so as I can get the double bases on more neatly. And it's time consuming because I haven't got a file. Should really invest in a hobby file. Might do that if I go to the store this weekend. Invest in hobby file. And I've put a massive hole in the thing. Well done. Well done, Tactica. You've put a massive hole in your base. You're such a genius. Right. So I'm going to have to fix that in about 5 minutes. But for now, let's get the actual problem piece of plastic that was in the way in the first place off, and then we'll deal with the rest of the fallout of everything else. Yes, yes. I elfed it up. I did it, chat. I elfed it up. Oh, actually, never mind. The bases cover it. It's all good. The base covers it. Problem solved. Problem solved. Nobody panic. It's all right. It's all right. It's all good. We've got it in end. Sorted. Lovely. Lovely, lovely. That's the wrong side, Tactica. Yep, that covers that up. Absolutely fine. So, nobody noticed. No one cares. No one will ever know. Except the people who are watching this stream and shh. Right. Let's get that stuck on. And we will use plastic glue rather than super glue, because super glue with this stuff seems to auto catch and just stick. And the moment I touch it, it will just stick. But I need a bit of wiggle room to get it at the right angle. So I'm going to use plastic glue instead. Excellent. Chat saw nothing. All is well. And I can't use plastic glue because it doesn't catch at all. It's not sticking at all. Alright, fine. Super glue it is. I've just got to hope I get my angle right first time. Because if I get the angle wrong, well, we're buggered. Just don't miss. And I didn't miss. Excellent. Bang in the corner. Dead square on. Right in the corner. No, 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 no. Careful. Careful, tap. Be careful now. Okay, good. So I've got the first of the base plinths on, and when I put the model on it, it will stand diagonally right up to the edge, like so. Once I've repainted it. I'm not going to put it on until I've repainted it, because I haven't got room to get round the sides. But yes, that is that corner done, finished. And now we carry on and do the same with 2 more bases. And then we choose the models to go on them. Okay, we move. Oh, the Shadow Warrior helm. Yep. And you're boring. Go. Yeah, the double base thing is, I think I got it off, I forget who told me on Monday about it. if you can sit through the stream VOD from Monday. I think it was Kaz. My default response when someone gave me a good conversion idea was Kaz. But I think it was Kaz. Told me about this like double backed base thing for pedestals, and it's a really cool idea. So I said thank you very much and nicked it wholesale. So yeah, it's not my idea, but I do really like it. All right. Right. I now have a voice in my ear. A mod has arrived. There is now a voice in my ear. You didn't notice, chat. You spent the last hour and 40 minutes being unmoderated, and no one did any nonsense. So well done. Don't worry, that is not an excuse for you to start messing around now that a mod is here. Don't even knock it. Don't even try. But yes, please do not screw with my mods. Are you going to read the new 40k book saga? Yes. I already have read Avenging Sun, the first one. And I gave a very in-depth review on the podcast this week. So, obviously, only if you don't mind spoilers, you can go and watch the podcast and get my review of Dawn of Fire. Because I very much enjoyed that book. TLDR. 'Twas good, in my opinion. 'Twas good. Right, chat, I need your help with one more matter. Not so much related to the conversion, but I do need your help. Come on. Should I include 2 round bases base to base? Yeah, that would be cool. It would be tricky, but I think it could be done. Like as a container type thing. It's just not as many people have got spare round bases half the time. Round bases are a lot rarer than the squares because everyone's already using most of their round bases. I mean, I've got some spare from Illumineth. I've been using Shattered Dominion. I might put a pencil in that because that can be a useful thing to use on like any like mini altars and things like that, like as a sacrificial thing. That yeah, okay. Thank you, Bodrum. I'm going to put a note, a mental note, to try and remember that. Yeah, worst case, I'll watch the VOD. Right, chat, here's what I need you to do for me. I need you to talk me out of buying Techlist tomorrow. You see, I am going to buy Techlist's model at some point. I know that because it's Techlist and it's Lumineth and it's Elves, all of which are reasons why I will buy that model. And sorry about that noise. And contrary to most people, I actually don't mind the model. It's not the best model GW's ever made, but I don't mind it. Here's the thing. I have no time to work on that model right now. Absolutely none. Like, the sheer amount of time it will take me to make and paint Techlist is about more live streams than the Altar of Cain took. And that took a lot of live streams, you might have noticed, to work on Techlist. It will take me more live streams than that, and I will barely talk during most of it because I'll have to be ultra careful. Here's the other thing. Money. I haven't seen the price yet because it hasn't gone live on the UK store yet. I don't even think it's gone live on the New Zealand store yet, where most of the first stuff happens. Yeah, so it will go live on the New Zealand store in a bit, and then we can start doing conversions. But here's the thing. I don't get paid until October. I'm not going to get any more money. I'm not getting any money from work until October. Until then, all my revenue comes from YouTube. And I can tell you now, the way I do my ads, my YouTube money is not huge. Ergo, I do not want to be just dropping what I suspect will be £80 UK on Techlist when I could just buy them later when I have time to work on Techlists. And bear in mind, when I say 6 or 7 live streams, rather than being, you know, I'll get it done in a couple of weeks, I will not have time to do 3 live streams a week to finish Tactica. It's more like it's going to take me an entire, 3 months. It's going to take me till Christmas to finish Tactica if I do it entirely on live streams. Not to mention, I haven't finished my Bloodwrack Shrine yet. It's sat there looking at me very accusingly. So, not great. It's just looking at me like, finish it. I've done most of the hard work, but finish it. I haven't done Morgwaith's Blade Coven yet. I've got this Mausoleum project on the go. I've got Lumineth looking at me very accusingly from the starter box, saying, why haven't you finished the Lumineth from the starter box, you massive scrub? I have enough to do. My backlog pile of shame is already growing again, and it's quite embarrassing. So, talk me out of buying Teclis tomorrow, because I don't need him yet. I don't have time for him yet. I mean, in a couple of hours when the price goes live in the New Zealand store, that might just be enough to make me say, nope, 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 nope. I'm putting the guess that it's going to cost about the same as Morathi, which is £80 UK. Because Morathi, bear in mind, while the Shadow Queen is smaller than Teclis, it was 2 models. So, is the Shadow Queen smaller than Teclis? I think so. Or when you add in Selenar. Why don't you have a super chat or donation button? I've said this a few times, and I've had this debate actually before with other people. I don't like super chat because it's me taking money from people. Now, granted, that's people giving me money. I get that. And it's completely voluntary, and I would never push it. But it's now me taking money as a YouTuber. And at that point, there is a financial incentive for me to make videos and do streams, particularly streams. And at that point, YouTube is like a job, because I'm being paid when I stream. Even if it was like £5, I'm being paid when I stream. By random donations, yes. And at that point, it starts to feel like a job to me. And I don't want this to feel like a job. I really, 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 really do not need a second job. My job is stressful enough. My job is busy enough. I don't need a second one of doing YouTube. So that's why I don't, and that's especially why I don't do Patreon. Now, I spoke with Zoran after we recorded the podcast, and he was like, I don't follow that logic. Like, Patreon, I get it, but he didn't get it when it came to streaming and donations. It's just, that's the way I feel about it. Is it now, if I take your money, I'll be very grateful, but it'll feel like my job. A second job that I don't have time for. And I can't do very well because I'm always busy. So, I don't know. That's sort of my opinion on Super Chat, is that I just don't feel like it's fair, given the limited time I have, to have the option for you to give me money. Wow, that effort of talking me into buying Teclis from some of you has gone super well, because you're all agreeing with me. Wait. Yeah. Thing is, if I go to the store, because I want to go to the store to pre-order the new novel while I'm there, because I want to get the new novel, because, you know, books and Lumineth, books. So, like, I can wait. But while I'm there, I know what I'm like. I'm just going to, like, say, oh, give me Teclis. Screw it, give me Teclis. Or something like that, because I know me. And as much as I can say, oh, I'll just wait till I've cleared my backlog, though, I look at it as like, the Bloodwrack Shrine, that'll take me, if I put stream time into it, probably 2 streams to finish. So that's 2 weeks, 4 weeks maybe, until that's finished. This Mausoleum project, I haven't even finished the conversion yet. So that's going to be probably another like 8 streams if I do it all live. Lumineth I can't do on stream because they're too finicky and I have to focus far too hard. So the pile of shame won't be cleared till Christmas. At which point, well, there'll be something else along. Broken Realms will be along, and I'll have to pick up Shadow and Pain. And I'll have to pick up the Canite Shadow Stalkers. And then I'll be broken another way. And it's just, I don't know. It feels like I can't bloody win with GW because there's so much stuff coming out all the blimmin' time. I just can't seem to catch a break and win. So yeah, that's the quandary I'm stuck in. Is if I do it now, then money might get a little bit tight, and I won't have time to work on him for ages. But if I don't get him, then by the time I get round to getting him, there'll be so much more stuff out, and I still won't have cleared my cocking backlog because I've been so busy with work. So what do I do? What do I do? Like, the painting side, like being able to clear my hobby is part of the reason that streaming's in the rota. Like, partly it's because it's kind of low effort content where I don't have to spend 6 hours making the video, which is great. And I'm not saying that because I'm lazy. I'm saying that because I'm a pragmatist about it. I'm pragmatic. I cannot spend 6 hours making every video. So that's the one thing. But it also allows me to clear my hobby log. It allows me to work on some hobby on my own time and chat to people about it and get some ideas and discussion going. And it's just a nice way to do things. I do the same thing in the channel Discord, where I just sit in voice chat and hobby. It's really good for me. And to be honest, especially when things get stressful, it will probably do my mental health a lot of good if things get really rough in like November. I don't think they'll get that bad, but if they do, it will do my mental health the world of good in November or whatever to have that option. So that's why I do streaming, partly. Also because I quite like just having a natter with people. Granted, you're all on the other side of the internet rather than somewhere where you can actually speak back to me, but you know what I mean? I like having a natter, especially having a natter about Warhammer, because I love the podcast, but you can't get everything you want to say done. And you want to make all these My Thoughts On videos, no one's going to watch them because, well, I can tell you from my analytics, no one watches them. So just being able to just natter with a few like-minded people about the hobby at a given time is really nice. I'd love to do more streaming. And this point has got completely tangential. I don't even know where this conversation started, and I've just completely derailed it by talking about my love of streaming. Oh, God. Oh, boy. It's been a long week, okay? It's tired, I'm late. November exams. I haven't heard anything about November exams at the moment. Typically, in the UK, we have mock exams in January and the real exams in, like, May, June. So I don't know what you're referring to with November exams, unless you're referring to something else, maybe at the uni level. I don't know. Yeah, the thing is, I can't improve my stream setup until I upgrade my PC. Like, it's not actually my well, it is my software, but the problem is that I'm on Mac OS, and Mac OS does not, I repeat, does not like OBS or Discord. Well, particularly OBS, which then needs to talk to Discord because Mac OBS can't talk to Discord, which is what I'd need to do. And like, if I got upgraded my PC, I could do live Tutorialis lessons. I've literally bought this massive whiteboard that I can screw into that wall, and I can set the camera up and do a live Tutorialis where I could have a classroom of my mods or whoever's in voice chat in the Discord, because I usually sit in voice chat while I do streams so I can have conversations with people and they can give me advice in my ear, mainly the mods. But if I've got that going on, I could be doing live lessons, taking questions from chat, live Q&A using the mods as my model pupils. I could do that. Sorry, mods, I'm not volunteering you for anything. I'm just mentioning it's a thing that we could do. But all of that mandates a new PC. I have to go over from Mac to PC to facilitate that change. And that's to get all the bits I want to do to also do gaming, since, you know, I might as well do gaming as well if I'm going to switch over. I'm looking at about 1,500 quid. And again, if you thought me spending 80 quid on Techless was a bit of a splurge, you ain't seen nothing yet, pal. 1,500 quid in a PC. So that's probably going to be my big birthday present to self next year, I guess. I don't know. Pile of shame is okay. Yes. Yeah, and that's sort of why keeping a flow is important, and that's why I've got the streams, because my pile of shame cannot stagnate for any more than 2 weeks if I keep the streaming up. And ideally, if I stream a little more frequently than once a fortnight, which I'm hoping to be able to continue to do, I'd like to stream once a week if I can. That will work and allow me to keep the pile ticking over. The games I probably play would be, I don't know, probably it would still stay within the hobby. So I'd like look at Stormground, the Underworlds game when it comes out. Probably not Dawn of War, because Dawn of War's been done to death by YouTubers far superior to me at doing Dawn of War. I might play Dawn of War Dark Crusade just for the retro nostalgia feels, but generally I'd probably stay away from Dawn of War. But probably like hobby games like that. And maybe if I was feeling like expanding or role playing in a different universe, maybe like something like Crusader Kings 3 or Stellaris or something like that, depending on sort of what, or maybe Europa Universalis, like, you know, Paradox games, because Paradox games are very good once they've been patched. So, yeah, that's the sort of thing I would probably do. And yeah, I know PCs can be built cheaper than that, but that was just, I did a look around and I found a gaming PC that I like the look of, like a laptop. Because that's the thing, I want it to be a laptop rather than a rig. And so I looked around and I found one that was about 1500 that I like the look of. In fact, I've got it saved somewhere on the Discord. I left a mental note of, so I don't forget it, here's the link to that PC. Yeah, that AOS game, Stormground. That's the game. Stormground is that AOS game that's coming that you're referring to. That is Stormground. Oh, I know you can build PCs for cheaper than that, but like, I want a certain amount of graphics. I want a certain amount of X, Y, Z, and I want it to be a laptop rather than a PC, so I don't have to leave it in, because I haven't really got a good space for a tower, and I don't know how long. I'd like to be here for several years, but I don't know if I'm going to be. Actually, you know what? Let's have the nearest thing to a birthday cake I have at this point. We've been going for 2 hours. Let's enjoy together a chocolate cookie from Tesco. That's the nearest thing I've got to a birthday cake on this birthday late live stream. We're going to have a chocolate cookie from Tesco, but I'm going to put myself on mute because this is an ASMR. This is taking a bit longer than I expected. Sorry. Okay, done. Just about. Tactica Tutorialis. Well, I've already got that. That's already a series. What would I call the gaming series? Don't even know. Featuring my education system November, December, most stressful for the industrial side of exams, presentation of the pros of knowledge. Yeah, I get that. Like, you're getting ready for mock exams. But for us, because the exams are in May, I imagine that a lot of the crunch comes probably around the time of February. It's probably where the big crunch is. And then March, you're sort of really, really hammering the students, but you've done a lot of the crunch work yourself already. November's heavy. God, yeah, November's heavy. But I think February is the crunch. Tactical games, it's not a pun. You might have noticed with Tactica Tutorialis, I like puns. I hate puns, but I also like puns. I'm a bit weird. What's tomorrow? Oh, blimey. Right, okay. Gotta get up in the morning. And no, just because I like puns doesn't mean I can come up with a good pun myself. I'm no good at that. Right, let's have a look at what this looks like. I'm going to use some blue tack. I'm not going to get into modding right away. Good to know that there are plenty of mods. I know about XCOM 2 and Armour has mods. I can't read the word war games without doing William Regal. This will be settled in war games. Yes, can you tell I watch wrestling? I can't literally read that without trying to do a William Regal impression, and now it's completely ruined it for me. Mute. I went on mute because I didn't want people to have an ASMR of me eating a cookie for 5 minutes. I think there's plenty of things people could do with their time better than listen to me eat a cookie for 5 minutes. The very that they could talk amongst themselves, but I wasn't going to go on a break stream because that would have kind of ruined the effect of, having a bit of a birthday dessert. It wasn't a birthday cake, you know what I mean. Yeah, I'm never going to do ASMR. Never. Not a chance. And no, you can't ask. Game Stealer Cult? Oh, I've heard worse puns. It's not bad. If I had other people to play with, that could be a really nice name for the gaming group that I was in, but not the series, I think. Gaming group, yes. Series, no. The Trials by Fire. like a game review series called Trial by Fire. Ooh. Ooh. No ethereals, boo ethereals. Right, so these are not glued, these are blue tacked, but I have put the statues at the angles I actually like onto new plinths. And that's what I've come up with. It's a towel thing, yeah. I had a voice in my ear remind me, hey, what's that thing that the Firecast do, that Farsight does? Trial by Fire. Oh, wait, yeah, that's a thing. I was like, oh, yeah, that's a great suggestion. Thank you. I'm going to nick that. So there you go. That is the completed Elven Mausoleum, well, part 2. That's the second bit. We've had the pure Dark Elf one. We've had the mixed one with the last post and the mixed guard. And we've got one more to do, and I'm not doing it tonight because I cannot be bothered. And that is going to be the High Elven one, where I'm going to put Lumineth shields on the roof. We're going to have a Swordmaster standing guard as a fallen hero, and probably I'll put that on a super high plinth, almost overlooking the back with their sword held aloft like that. Oh god, yeah, we're having that. We're doing that every time. I haven't got a great banner. I have got a banner, so I can get a banner on there and have a little pennant flying for the High Elves as well. I just need to work out how I'm going to jazz that one up, because I haven't got as many High Elf parts as I do Dark Elf parts. So, yeah. Yeah, Trial by Fire is a game review I like. Just like, if we're going to do a Let's Play, like, I just don't want to call it Let's Play. I already have boring titles. I need to do something interesting. Like, my channel is boring. Well, depending on who you ask, people would say my channel is boring, because I don't clickbait. I do have an interesting thumbnail for tomorrow's video. Someone did me a solid. Someone did me a massive solid on a thumbnail for tomorrow's lore video, so I'm going to watch the analytics on that one and the comments very, very closely, because I think that will be an interesting little experiment. But, yes, many would say my channel is boring, because the channel, the comments, the titles are boring. They're exactly what they say on the tin. The thumbnails are boring. The descriptions are boring, and I'm boring, and God knows. I don't know. I mean, I'm apparently rated by people as uninteresting and not that unique, but still good. Yes, that's a way to get on my podcast. Thank you. Anyway, I'm not touching that. Do the Tau have regiments? Yeah, but no, but. Yeah, but no, but. There are cadres, but the Tau structure is very flexible. It's kind of like all Tau society, really, with the exception of the caste system. So generally a cadre will be assembled under a commander, and they will then feed into a coalition led by an ethereal and having assets from all 4 castes. So, but generally those cadres are not locked. Commanders have their preferences on how they build them, with hunter cadres, and then wider... a cadre is a formation of units specialized to a task. They are then assembled into a contingent under a commander, a single chasseau. And then those contingents are the Firecast part of the coalition led by the Ethereals and all the cast together. Does that make sense? So kind of like a cadre is like a company. So you might have like a veteran company, an armored company, an air wing company, a heavy weapons company. That's a cadre. A contingent would probably be akin to probably a regiment, bigger, or actually more diverse than in like an infantry regiment or a tank regiment. It'd be more diverse than that. It'd be like a combined arms army, and then the coalition is way much more. Cadre. Oh, I say cadre. It's spelled C-A-D-R-E, like cadre or cadre. I say cadre because I'm just a poncy nerd sometimes. Right, I'm going to get this little thingamabob out the way and off to one side. I'll pop some pictures in the channel Discord later of what we have accomplished tonight. So thank you everyone in chat for your help with that. I appreciate that some of that I just did myself, but your input is always appreciated. And we'll do the High Elven one. I might try and stream again at the weekend. I don't know. We'll see how I'm going with my lesson planning and things. Then again, you can never get it that far ahead. So if I'm doing okay with my lesson planning and my resource management for Monday, then, excuse me, I might stream again on Sunday for a short while, and we'll work on that High Elven one. Or we'll be working on Techless Out of Shame. One of the two. We'll either we will be finishing off the High Elven conversion, or we will be shame building Techless. Because it will be a point of shame that I've bought Techless. I know me. I will probably have bought Techless, so there's nothing I can do about it. Tactica, you're terrible. Whoops. At least that calmed down. Boop. Nope, there. There we go. Sorry, I just went to clear my emails. Right. Box. You are done. What time are we? Oh god, we're 9:15. Right. What do I do? 2 hours, 15 minutes, I think is a good length of time for a stream. So I'm pretty tempted to wrap it up there. I'm not sure how much more really we have to get done tonight because, as I say, I'm not going to get that High Elven one fully converted, and I need chat to temper my nonsense at that point. So yeah, I think we're roughly ready to wrap up. So I'll keep going for 5 or 10 more minutes, but that's the end of the work. If you have any questions, things you want to talk about, things you want to ask, or stuff you want to know, or just you want to bully me into buying Techless, then go right ahead. Can't stop you. Oh, I don't know if I actually showed off my Bloodwrack Shrine last week or on Monday. That's where we're at. It's not finished yet. I've got to do the spikes and the wheelbases and the crew and all that, but she's coming along, the Bloodwrack Shrine. Just a bit wobbly until I put the wheels on. Oh, God, I've talked so much today. I've had meetings and lessons, and now I've done 2.5 hours of streaming. What am I doing? Can't really tell Tech is the model I like too much. More interested in something like yeah, like as the gods go and as the big bads go, Teclis is worse than Nagash, he's worse than Marathi, and he's worse than Alariel. As the gods go, he's the worst god model out there. And in terms of big dominating named character models, Olinda is better, the other more Catacross is better. Volturnos is debatably he's fine. Volturnos is fine. The Eidolon is better. It's like, I don't know with Teclis' model. It's like, it's nice enough that I will buy it, but I also want to tinker with it, not put him floating off his flipping mount's wing, because it's not a mount anyway, his partner's wing, like that. I just don't like him there. Anywhere but there. Like, somewhere else. Put him somewhere else. Reese, just move him. Because he shouldn't be there. He looks dumb. And also, can we change his face? Because his head looks like it's wrapped up in a pajama shawl. And it's just like, you know, look at his model. And then look at his artwork. Look at the two of them. Like let me just get Teclis's artwork here. And I'll show you what I mean. Hold on. Where's my Lumineth Realm Wars Battle Tome? It is here. Where is it? Where is it? No, seriously, where is my Lumineth book? Ah, it's there. Like, look at the artwork. That's the thumbnail of this stream. Look at just look at some of this artwork of Teclis. Like, you've got this one here. Look at that. That's really cool. Then you've got... Give me a minute. Can't remember where everything is. This one. This is the full art of the thumbnail. Look at this. Light, 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 light. Please, lamp on. Thank you. Look at this artwork. Look at that artwork. That's the thumbnail of today's video. Look at that art. That is Teclis. Look how good that is. On a freaking level. Look at it. Look how good it is. Look at the shiny thing. Look at the shiny elf man. Looks amazing. Genuinely, like, it's ridiculous. And how did we go from that to this? How? Why has he got pyjamas on? Why has he got a flipping super tight hoodie around his face? Why? What happened here? Look at... Just... How did we go from freaking this? How did we go from this to this? How? Why? Oh. Boo. Alright. Pity rant over. It's the face. Like, I don't like where he stood, but I can live with it. It's his face. It's his head. Just, yeah, a mask. I might genuinely just give him a death mask and be done with it. That might work. Oh, God, I'm going to end up... Now I want to do that. I'm going to buy him tomorrow so I can get that next week. And it's like, oh, no. Oh, God. Intimidating T-pose. Yeah, intimidating T-pose. Couldn't have said it better. That's so... Oh, God, I can't unsee that now. He's in intimidating T-pose. Yeah, his art's amazing, but yeah, the Mortarks are just amazing. Like, Manfred Arkin and Neferata all kind of look the same, but Alinda's lovely, and Catacross is the best model of last year. Shut up, Abaddon. It's Catacross. Shut up. Teclis put the faces of Daughters of Cain mask. I don't know. I'll tinker with it. I know I will. I'll tinker with it. When I get it. If that's next week or not, I don't know. I'll get it. And I'll tinker with it. You know what mask he needs? Do you know what he needs? A Harlequin's mask. Like one of those impassive Harlequins type masks. Because like the super angry Daughters of Cain ones don't really suit him. And having a face that looks like Selenar would be weird. So like an impassive, imposing Harlequin mask. Maybe even the faceless mask from the Shadow Seer. That would be really cool, wouldn't it? That would be really cool. And Kieran's got Harlequin. No, stop. I'm going to end the stream now. Stop. I'm going to go. Right. Thank you everyone for coming out to tonight's stream. I know it's been a bit chill and it's been a bit all over the place, and it's just been a weird old Friday. But I really hope you've had an alright time tonight. I know I have. I've really needed this tonight. I've had a long week. It's my first week on the job, and it's been chops and changes and lessons, and oh god, it's been carnage. But I'm really glad that we got to do this. I won't starve if I go and buy Techless tomorrow. I'm slightly exaggerating because I've got enough money, I can do it. I just, rather not. I've got the money, I can do it. Fine. Anyway, thanks for coming out tonight, everyone. It's been a massive pleasure. Put a pencil in that voice in my ear. I'll come back to that in a minute. Anyway, thank you everyone tonight. I'm really proud of that conversion that we've got done. I really think that looks well. I'll pop some pictures in the Discord if people want to have a look at it. If you've joined the Discord, there's a link in chat from earlier. You can go scroll back up and find it. So yeah, thank you everyone for coming out. I'm not sure when I'll stream next, because next Friday I'm recording the podcast with Darius Hinks and Remlays. So make sure that you get your questions in for Darius Hinks if that interests you. But I will try and stream again next week at some point just to take the edge off. So thank you very much, everyone. It's been an absolute pleasure. It's been mad. Thank you very much, everyone. It's been Tactica Imperialis. Good night.